couples of them. But then we had Booker T. Washington, which most of us didn't even know where it was. It was a flat stool across the bridge. If you go to Pahuska for one of the things over there, go look at the swinging bridge. The swinging bridge was built because the black people were isolated on the south side of Burton Creek. And they couldn't get to work fast enough. So somebody in Pahuska ponied up the money and they built a bridge so the black people could cross the bridge. A lot of them didn't have cars. There was no public transportation. So they could get to work cleaning houses, doing all kinds of stuff. I have talked to some of those people. What's the preacher's name? You know, the basketball player. Help me.
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball player. Our famous basketball. It'll come to me. Anyway, I've talked to several people who grew up there. Black.
Maurice Roberts.
No. Yeah, Mo Roberts was a footballer. It'll come to me after that. But they told me that they couldn't use a bathroom in the places they worked. And so they had to, like kids say, hold it in. They would have to rush to the bridge. And both men and women told me I couldn't wait to get that bridge so I could get off the side and pee. We're talking 1950, folks, 1960, like that. So we still have this separation. 1957, Pahuska integrated schools. So there's that racism. We didn't intentionally be racist. We weren't trying to. It was just our community, and we were separated. Okay. I was in the Navy. I served with black sailors. I worked for one for a year and a half. That was from Arkansas, named Charlie Warren. He was a good guy. Here's the thing: when we left at the end of the day, we went to, I'm talking about most of my friends, white, black. We went to movies, restaurants, something like that. Black kids, we rode the bus together in town. I don't know where they went. They had their own community and such like that, as most people do to some degree. So I really, even though I haven't been within all my life with black people, I have a friend named Larry Jones, and Larry's short. He's about this tall. I was working for Phillips. I'd been there about 17 years. And I was actually asked to bid on a job in Drilling Specialties Company. And I moved over to Drilling Specialties Company, which was our mud sale. And I went to North Dakota and worked. And I was down for a meeting in Houston at the Doubletree Inn. And Larry Jones and I got together in the car. Larry and I, we had worked together, we'd done things, but we really didn't. Larry's black. I mentioned he was short, and maybe I didn't mention he's black. But as we were riding in the car, we were just having, talk about the industry drilling mud products. Larry said, Stephen, would you do me a favor? Deborah and I were looking at a Volkswagen. They lived in Elk City, Oklahoma. At a Volvo Volkswagen. And he said, there's a Volvo dealer up there. Would you mind stopping and letting me watch? Sure, we'll do that. We drove a little bit. Larry said, let me tell you what's going to happen. When you pull in there, the salesman don't come running out in full suit and tie with his card in his hand, and he's going to start pumping your arm and saying, welcome to Volvo. And my mind went, God, where is the world that bad? And part of me is going, gee, I sort of feel sorry. We pulled in the driveway, pulled up, the kid come running out, shakes my hand, that's all the stuff Larry had said. And I said, or he said to me, what Volvo do you want to look at? And I already like Volvos. He said, well, what did you stop for? I said, you're a customer. He said, man, sit over in the car. And he went, have you seen Larry? Like Larry said he would. And I finally got him to walk over. Larry got out. They had, basically polite conversation. All at once I said, how many of those things happen? What all happened like that? And I started to try to, I have a blog called Payne's Taken. One of the things on it now I see. And that's why I wrote, I don't see through a black man's eyes, I don't see through a woman's eyes, but I try. I start to try to see through a woman's eyes, through a black man's eyes. And I started noticing things with Larry, how that a black kid and a white kid go into a quick trip, and the white kid, the black kid, you know, I mean, that's just basically, it's almost built into every store. Watch the black kids. They're going to steal. They're going to cause trouble. And the white kids actually have to do it. So it's something that's deep in us. But there's a wonderful song from, I have to catch my chest every once in a while and put the pressure on my lung. From South Pacific that says, he says, you know, the way we're born, he says we're not born to. Says you have to be taught from 7th or 8th. You have to be taught. This has to be burned into you for people's whose eyes are funny. There's a show I like. Let me think what it is. It's got Frank Sinatra and Shirley Temple. It's about maybe not Moulin Rouge, but anyway, I'm sure everybody's seen it. Frank Sinatra did a racial thing. I've never even seen it, but last time I was watching, he said, you know, when we're talking about the Japanese, and he did that. And I thought, my God, I've never seen that in my life. My grandmother was host like that, I said. She knew Henry Roan Horse. That was his real name, Henry Roan. Her sisters knew Henry. One day, if I'm about 10, 11 years old, I'm sitting playing in the room because we had air conditioner, it was summer. And my Aunt Geneva said it was just terrible what they did to Henry Roan Horse. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is something happened. Because, yeah, her friend was beaten to death. I get over and find out he was one of the principal Indians. I don't like his word Indian, but I say Native American, I'm shorthand, that was killed in the Osage murders for his money. He's one of their friends. I'm 11 years old, and I thought, my God, that's terrible. I thought it had just happened. I didn't know this in 1920. But my grandmother talked they didn't really talk about what it was like growing up, but once in a while, the three sisters would be together, and they had a brother. And they would be talking, and they were talking about the Indian store one day. It was the Indian store in Boston. The Indians had to go in the back door and buy. They weren't allowed to come in the front door. White people came in the front door. And that was even, Indians were pretty well separated. I did not know until not too long ago that Native Americans, Indians, did not get the right to vote until 1924. After women got the right to vote, they were not considered citizens. And it's always my grandmother who talked about some of that stuff when I was growing up, that I kind of heard it. I made a mistake with my grandmother one day. She's in the back seat. Some boys were in the car with me. We're approaching 9th Street on Lynn Avenue. And guys going across the street, and my friend said, if you hit him, we get 5 points. A lot of guys said, if it's an Indian, we'll get 10 points. And I laughed. I never even thought about my grandmother being there. Now, most of the time, I didn't have any problem, but I had one girl that was a friend. We didn't really get it, we were just close friends. Came home with me one day. She and I were going to go somewhere, introduced her to my grandmother. We were leaving. She said, tell me how she fits in your family. I was like, my grandmother. I know. She said, isn't she Indian? And I said, yeah, she is. And I could just see her face. Oh my God, he must be Indian too. You know. I told you I was raised being told I was a Cherokee. I got really deep into DNA. I've done about 9 studies. The principal 3 of them ancestry, family tree DNA, and 23 of me. I don't have nothing. Native American DNA. You need me to quit or what?
Oh, no, I mean, just because we have two other speakers, if you want, like,
Okay.
maybe take 5 more minutes. and then we
Okay,
can wrap.
let me go back to Larry. He taught me how to begin to see through his eyes as a black man. And I have a friend who says, what we need to do is train police. We don't need to train police. We need to find policemen that we can check. And if they hate black people and Mexicans and other things, they don't need to be on the police force because training ain't gonna do anything with them. All you're gonna have is educated people that hate black people. We've got to start finding better people who can do things. So, I want to tell you just one thing, and I'll close here. Larry's a really good friend. And everybody said, oh yeah, I have black friends, got all these black friends. I hate to say that because then I feel bad because I'm falling back on that. But Larry's become a good friend. Year 2000, my friend Dennis Stoltman had a wonderful daughter, wonderful daughter. She's studying physics and she's still in high school, physics, chemistry. She had full ride scholarships as a junior to 5, 6 colleges, brilliant student. She went out swimming in Sabin River with her boyfriend's kids. On the way home, he was drunk. He ran the Jeep off the road and killed her, mangled her body so badly that they couldn't have the service open. I had already been told, folks, doesn't want you anymore, but I'm just hanging around. So I going to the funeral and I called down there and said, Larry, I can't find anybody to stay with. He said, come on down, we've got room. So I came down and I stayed with Larry, beautiful house and everything. But he didn't say your wife, he didn't do it. He just said, come on down and stay with me and his family. So I wish there were more people like Larry because he's had to tell his kids, watch, oh, they live in the woods. I forgot to tell you that. Cody's coming home at night in Larry's car. Guaranteed police are going to stop him, go through the drill and everything. Larry taught him how to deal with police. I know some people around here that have mixed babies. They have to raise their children as though they're black. So they got to respond to that as though they're black or they're going to have problems. I'll close with that. Got one thing. I wrote a book about growing up in Mahuska, and I brought an extra copy, and it's just, Celeste is going to take care of. It's somebody's, but she's going to take care of giving it out somehow. Let you pick a number between 1 and 12, write it on paper. Let her do something with it, but that takes me out of it, but it's signed.
Can you stick around for the end?
What we're going to do is we're going to move along, but if you've got questions for Stevie, I encourage you to stick around to the end of the meeting, and then we'll have time for you guys to mingle with our speakers. This is going to go really fast. Does anybody, looking at the back of your agenda, does anybody have any correction to make to the minutes? Is there anyone who doesn't approve to the approval of the minutes? No? Okay, good. Those are approved. Okay. In the back, there's the postcard writing initiative. If you're interested in helping out, please stop by that table. Also, if you are interested in writing letters to the editor, we would love to have you do that for the paper. We have people who are interested in helping edit those. If you're thinking, oh, I've got good ideas, but I don't know how to put them into writing really well, we have people that can help you with that. So it can be kind of a team effort. We can collaborate. But if you're interested in that, please let us know. Celeste works with the Democratic Caucus of the Oklahoma Party. I'm sorry, the Democratic Veterans Caucus. Sorry, the Veterans Caucus of the Oklahoma Democratic Party. Oh my God. And so they're having a pancake breakfast in Oklahoma City on September the 10th. And she has asked if we would be willing to sponsor or help sponsor that event. It would cost us $100. Is there anybody who would be upset if we extended our support to the Democratic Caucus of our party? It's okay if you, okay, no, okay. Then we'll go ahead and do that. And if you are interested in attending that event, see Celeste and we'll work out some carpooling ideas just to get an idea of who might want to go. Okay, reports. I don't have anything. Celeste, do you have a report on the bank? $3,470.87. Thank you. Rebecca, do you have a secretary's report? I'm sorry? Yeah, well, we're working on the design of the door hangers right now, but we have a few different designs, and we will have those soon for you guys. We'll send them out in an email, and then we will be looking for people to put them actually on doors. So if you're interested in exercise, it will cool down eventually, okay? So, yeah, I do promise, I swear to God, like, it will happen. Maybe in December, but it'll happen. Okay, so our next I'm sorry, John, do you have a report this month? Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Our upcoming events next month, we've got our meeting here. Hopefully we will have, so Regia Bowman, she's running for Corporation Commissioner, I believe. She came down with COVID. She was originally supposed to be our speaker tonight. And Stevie Joe was going to come next month, but he was kind enough to switch with her. So hopefully she will be here next month as long as we can confirm that date with her. So we're still working on that, but hopefully she'll be here next month for our meeting. And then in September, we will have the Pride Festival, and we will have more information about that coming up shortly. Okay, that's all we've got for our business. Let's have, yep, Celeste. Yep, can you take your mask off just so we can hear? Yep. Yeah, it won't be random houses. It won't be Republicans that we're trying to flip. This is the door hanger initiative is to remind Democrats that we are here, that we are organized, that there are others like them, and that we need them to vote, because some people are not going out to vote because they think they're the only Democrat on the block. And that's just not true. There are lots of us. We're just quiet homebodies who haven't gotten out in a while. But that's changing because they've threatened our rights. So just know that Celeste is doing a lot to get all of us organized here. See her about the door hangers. If you're interested right now, there's no reason you can't put your name on the list. But we will have those within the next few weeks. We've got a few good designs. Celeste, did you have anything else before I hand the mic off to? No? Okay. So we have our runoff Senate campaigns are here tonight. We have Madison Horn in person, and then we also have a representative from the Bollinger campaign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them each like 10 minutes to come up here and speak. We're going to hold off on questions until the very end, okay? And then if you guys have questions, you guys can feel free to speak to all of our speakers kind of at the end in a very informal setting. But I just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to speak before we run out of time tonight. Okay, so if you guys will help me welcome to the stage. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so you could just stay within the camera range here.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try not to unplug the microphone here. Can you guys hear me in the back?
Yeah.
If I don't use the microphone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Rock on. All right. So I've been here once before, so I won't tell you all the details, but I do see some new faces. So hello, welcome. So I'm going to make this a little bit about who I am, and then we'll just give you a little bit of a campaign update. So we get a little bit of mix of both worlds here. And then I'm happy to answer any questions just to keep it short. So obviously I'm Madison Horn. I am running for US Senate against James Langford. So you should get excited about that. And I have some good numbers for you guys as well, which we'll keep that to the end to keep you guys paying attention. But I am from Stillwell, Oklahoma. If you don't know where that is, then I need you to drive about 2.5 hours east. If you hit Arkansas, come back about 1 mile, and that is Stillwell. Okay, so that's where I grew up. I grew up with an ag teacher as a father, several different educators within my family. My 2 grandmothers, one of them was a cafeteria lunch lady, but she is still an educator because all the bad kids would go get lunch twice from her. But growing up, I swear every part of my life has prepared me for campaigning. And I say that because I've crisscrossed the state a number of times with my dad, not in heels, it was in boots and covered in just manure, honestly, that's what it was. Because he didn't have two sons, he just had two very fierce, hardworking daughters. But from there, I didn't stay in Stillwell because for me, I didn't see the opportunity there for me. If you know anything about Stillwell, 68% of women are unemployed. The average salary is $23,000 a year. It has the lowest life expectancy in the US. I had no interaction whatsoever with technology. I really grew up with a father who was just doing his best to brush my hair and making SpaghettiOs. So my first tax return, I took a 36-foot U-Haul and drove to Atlanta, Georgia, because I thought that's what I would do and work at the Boys and Girls Club for the rest of my life. Well, nothing goes as planned. I had 4 jobs because it was expensive in Atlanta. And one of those jobs, I ended up getting exposed to cybersecurity, which is what I've been doing for the past 15 years. I have traveled to every single state other than Alaska, thanks to COVID. I've also traveled to 14 different countries and been able to see amazing things, different cultures, communities, etc. But I did that in working. I didn't do that as personal travel. I did it as work because I am a servant. I enjoy to give back. And that is my purpose in life. My life has not been easy in the career that I have built. I'm part of 1% industry of women. And so my purpose in life is to ensure that I create space for others and to ensure that I am leading from a place of vulnerability, humility, and understanding, which is a big reason that I decided to go run for office. I saw people that were running and leading from a place of ego. And to me, that really frustrated me because they were there for power. They were there for themselves. They were there because of corruption, and they were also corrupt. I started running for office because I saw my community of Stillwell, Oklahoma, never being lifted up by people around me. I just continued to see jobs, education systems continue to dwindle. And that really frustrated me because my hometown, which is a beautiful, beautiful place, please go there for the Strawberry Festival, best festival in Oklahoma. I am biased, but I love it. I decided to run for office because part of my background in running and working in cybersecurity, I've studied nation state actors. I've studied terrorist organizations. I've studied extremism. I understand what that does to a democracy. We've seen it. We've seen it in Venezuela. We've seen it in other countries and their governments collapsed. And so to me, the lack of understanding of what someone's rhetoric, something says, and the way that can impact our democracy also frustrated. So my purpose is to ensure the integrity of our elections, to ensure the integrity of our democracy, but is also to make sure that no one is left behind in that process. So we can ask other questions, and I would love for that at the end here. Quick campaign update, since I think that I'm about to get the music. Since the last time that I saw you guys, we traveled to every single county in Oklahoma, that is 77. And because of that, we were able to win 55 of the 77 counties within the primary out of 6 candidates. So out of 6 candidates in the race who all have worked their freaking tushes off, and I will not discredit them for that. I'm very proud. We were also to take a large sum of the vote because of that network that we were able to develop. So if you take the next 4 candidates behind me and you add their scores up, that's how many votes we received in that initial primary. Part of that also, we received the endorsements from other organizations and people in that race, which I'm very, very proud of. And I say that because one of them are here in this room. So thank you, Brandon Wade, for endorsing me and continuing that work here in the race. I take that with full responsibility, and I've always asked him to hold me accountable as part of that. Also, Joe Glenn has endorsed our campaign for this race as well. We have the Oklahoma Union Labor Union, who has also endorsed us. The Oklahoma Teachers Union has also endorsed us as well. So very exciting to have and be able to bring that legacy with us. So with that, I hope that you guys ask some phenomenal questions about, where else and what else we're going to be doing. We'll be in the back, and we'd love your support to continue on.
Okay, thanks. If we will hear from the Bollinger community.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? My name is Max. I'm from Bixby, Oklahoma myself, a little south of Tulsa, if you're not aware. So today I'm a representative for Jason Bollinger. Washington County is really special for me. Family in Dewey, my family's original allotment is actually outside of Nowata. So, this part of Oklahoma is very special to me. So coming up here is really great. you know, I believe you've spoken to Jason before online. And since then, you know, there's been some really just drastic events that have happened. One, tribal sovereignty with the recent Castro Huerta decision has been really devastating for our tribal nations and what that means for sovereignty, you know, as well as with the Roe v. Wade, you know. Jason's really concerned with these issues, you know, and we need someone who's going to go to Washington, who's going to stand for Oklahoman values, you know. Part of that with Roe v. Wade is making sure that there is a cutout in our filibuster to make sure that we can pass Roe v. Wade, codify that into law, so we can guarantee abortion rights for all women in America. Those are some of the main issues we're kind of talking about right now. If you have any other questions, I would love to talk to you, you know, but thank you for letting me have come.
We've got one more announcement, Celeste.
Unfortunately, we have a sad announcement that Cindy Dronick's husband, Mike, passed away this past week. And I wanted to say something because, oh, I'm sorry, I got the mask on. Cindy Dronick's husband, Mike, passed away this past week. And he had some health problems, but it was, you know, very unexpected. And because he won't have an obituary or a service, I just wanted everybody to know about it in case you didn't see it in the paper. And so we're just thinking of her. Oh, also, I need to give away Stevie Joe's book. So how should we do this? I've got a copy of the Huskers Kid Stuff. And if anybody would like it, I'm going to think of a number between 1 and 5. And who wants it? If you put up a number, everybody put a number up in the air if you want it. Okay, everybody who has the number 1 up, put it down. Number 3, put it down. Number 2, put it down. Okay, how many number 4s do we have? We've got 5 of y'all. Okay. So I'm going to think of another number now. So you guys put another number in the air. Okay. I think
Lock those little fingers in.
Rod has it.
Okay.
Goes Rod.
Let's find it. I just didn't put a name to. Mary, can't do me, Travis Finley.
So if you,
Travis Finley, that's who. He was a black athlete. My husband was.
so if we want to buy the book, where can we buy the book?
Uh,
If I didn't get a free copy, where can I buy it?
It was available on Amazon. Okay, what they've done is gone to the market.
Okay.
So my $14.95 book, I get $1 for. Some people are selling for 40.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess the best thing to do is people give you a list and people want 10 books off it. I have 5 books for it.
Oh, really?
It sounds like Rod's an option.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, yeah, Rod is the person to see, so.
Nobody supports local authors. You drive through Carolina, I think, have written a mile, there's like the Cactus, California, they'll have books on it. But it's terrible to get any of these stores or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for attending tonight. Like I said, all 3 of the speakers are still here. They're waiting for your questions. Please do ask them questions. They've stuck around for you. We are then, if you're interested, we're going to go over to the Price Tower. It's just like half a block over here to just kind of mingle and socialize on that point before you run out of here. There is a sign-up sheet in the back. If you're interested in being on an events committee, we would like to start doing more social events because our business meetings are kind of full of business. And so they would be 2 hours long if we did anything but business. So we're trying to do more social events. And if you'd like to be a part of planning that and organizing that, please put your name and email on the list and we will rope you into some free labor. Yep. Yes, Rebecca made a beautiful new box. Yes, let's give her a round of applause, please. Listen, your chair almost jumped out of the second story window today because he could not wrap that box and make it beautiful. And I had promised so many people that it would be beautiful. And Rebecca and Adam Doris came to my rescue and they kept the promise I could not keep myself. So thank you guys for doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and have a motion to adjourn. Yeah, right here. Perfect. A second. Any objections? Nope. All those in favor? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Have a great month. Stick around, talk to the speakers, and then head to the Price Tower, okay? Yeah, you can ask questions of the speakers. Just go ahead and you don't have to stay in your seats. If you guys want to just mingle and talk, let's have a more informal session.
I know. Sure. And I got